Oh, okay, yeah. Episode 14 of the DP podcast, the Dark Podcast, which is what DP stand for once again. When you guys into the abyss gazes back into you. Alright, and when the abyss gazes back into you, you guys back into the abyss. Everything within the darkness must be shined on within the light within this podcast. Alright, so once again, back to this is probably like the fourth episode of the sequel, the bonus sequel, known as manipulation. Okay, now manipulating. Okay, just manipulation. Okay, so these are apparitions, archons, entities, principalities, demons. What they do is that they use your susceptibility, your ignorance to manipulation. Okay, tactics to. Oh hell no! Oh shit! Oh no! Never mind. Alright, so they use your ignorance to these different forms of manipulation, tactics, and psychological what some of y'all refer to as quote unquote mind fucks to get you to basically lower your guards and your defenses and your weapon, which is your mind and your soul and your spirits and your vessel. So that way which inadvertently is reflected by your vessel, so that way that they can access and fulfill their destructive behaviors, thoughts, and feelings through you. Or not you, but different parts of you, through your mind, through your spirits, and through your vessel. Because they can't hurt you, but they can hurt, you know what I'm saying? You did, okay, cool. So they can basically infiltrate and possess, you know what I'm saying? And invert everything within your mind and your spirits and your vessel and then use and kind of siphon and harvest that the essence of your soul through those things, so that way that they can empower their lack of power, or basically use it as a battery, use your soul as a battery, so that way that they can accomplish and achieve whatever it is that their deceptive and destructive and corrupt desires are. So once they influence you, they possess, and then they start invade, and then they start possessing. And once they possessed and they successfully possessed and they got you under a spell and they start conjuring through you, now you've been corrupted. Because now they're using your soul, which gonna get karma anyway, for allowing it to happen. So that way that they can accomplish and achieve whatever they want. It's not that they're not gonna get karma, but you're gonna get karma too, because you allowed it to happen by remaining ignorant. And what happens is them lessons, what you refer to as lessons, are moments of wisdom, learning, enlightenment that you can achieve as you exist. When you deny that and you continue to ignore, just put it in what you believe to be called layman's terms, you start running away from it, chasing shits of the world and shit like that. What happens is you gain karma because you allowed yourself to remain ignorant, because you never attained self-awareness, quote unquote attained self-awareness. Okay, you didn't deepen your self-awareness of yourself, so then you didn't remember that these things were happening. If you didn't remember these things were happening, or you didn't realize it, or you didn't believe it, whatever the case is for your specific circumstance and situations, blah blah blah. See what happened now? You got karma, but not in this dimension, in the higher dimensions. Okay, so you ain't even gonna see it until after you after you done transcended, after you done or you done got yourself deported out of here. Okay, if you don't know what deported and transcended is, go ahead and meditate, because you're gonna find out real quick. Okay. So That's basically what manipulation is. When you've been convinced, or you have allowed these fallen ones to attach themselves to your frequency, to your vibration, or through your frequency, into your vibration, or into your frequency and through your vibration, and basically hijack your tone. Okay? So now you start saying shit. You be like, well, I didn't really mean that. You start tricking. You call that lying. You start doing all types of what you believe to be called whole slutty shit. You start being promiscuous. Okay, cool. And then you start being not necessarily indecent, but you ain't taking care of your vessel, what you believe to be called your body anymore. Stuff like that. In ways that are within the guides of your self-care, your form of self-care. Okay? When you ain't doing all that no more. You just neglect it. You just you're unwilling to do it anymore. That's that. That's what it is. That's how you know you've been successfully infiltrated. The weapon can only succeed if you're using your weapon against yourself. If you allow them to use your weapon against yourself. So when you use your mind against yourself, when you allow your spirits to, you know what I'm saying, those spirits to kind of manipulate you, to disconnect or to tune out your spirits, actually, to be honest, and when you just lack the self-awareness and self-actualization and self-conceptualization, critical thinking, stuff like that, that's how that works. So the consequences don't exist. It's just corruption. It's just corruption. Okay, this is just results. Is what you may call it. I ain't even gonna say results. It's just like straight up corruption. Okay, this is just the circumstances begin to occur. Okay, and it's not your fault. It ain't even their fault. The truth is that even though you didn't create it, you still responsible for yourself. So that's how you kind of like suppress it. So you gotta resist. Continue to detach from anything and everything outside of you, including others. Cause even if they ain't got you, they got others. Not like physically holding them and shit. Ain't nobody forcing nobody to do nothing. Others are allowing themselves, quite literally. And you think they don't know. Some of them know. A lot of them know, actually. A lot of them know, not some of them. Most of them do. And they allow these phenomena and apparitions to, you know what I'm saying, infiltrate, invade, possess, and corrupt them. So they gonna allow them things to come up in your. If you allow it, they gonna allow them others to come into your presence to contaminate, and that's corruption. Okay, and then you start self-corrupting. Okay, self-corrupting is you allowing. You dig? So it's just like stuff like that. But essentially, the breakdown of the difference between the energy, or just like what emotions appear like versus not versus, but emotions, how emotions and vibrations appear in the higher dimensions is gonna be in the next episode. So how they basically appear to you in the higher dimensions, basically in the spiritual realm, is what you call, or astral realm, or the thought realm. Okay. Yeah, the etheric realm. So that'll be like in the episode 14, but not this one though. All right.